Story ever told, and Wayne hunts a kidnapper as Big Jake.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. I have to say it's been a great week here on TCM with a non-stop salute to this April star of the month, the iconic John Wayne. Over the last 5 days, we've shown over 50 John Wayne goodies, and we still have a few more to go. Back with me for more insights into the famous star is writer Scott Eyman. Scott's most recent book being John Wayne, The Life and Legend, which is a brand new book in stores and in ebook form this month. So welcome back, Scott.
Thanks, Bob. Great to be here.
Now, the last movie Scott and I are going to be discussing is one of the most popular films that John Wayne made in his later years. It's The Sons of Katie Elder, released by Paramount Pictures in 1965, and it co-stars Dean Martin, with a cast that also includes George Kennedy, Dennis Hopper, Earl Holliman, and Martha Heyer. It's the fifth of 6 films that John Wayne did that were directed by Henry Hathaway. Now, is this a favorite of yours?
Oh, yeah, I love this picture. I loved it when I saw it when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And it was a huge hit,
Right.
partially because it's a good John Wayne Western, beautifully shot by Lucien Ballard and directed by Henry Hathaway. But partially because it was the first picture he did after his operation for cancer. And people flocked to the picture to see what he looked like after his cancer surgery. Because you got to remember, in this period, there weren't that many cancer survivors. It was not something that commonly occurred. Luckily, one of the cancer survivors was Henry Hathaway, who'd had colon cancer about 12 years earlier. So he was able to talk Wayne through the process of what he could be expected to do, what he could be expected not to do, and to not make too many demands on himself, because it was going to take a long time before he got his strength back, which indeed turned out to be the case.
Was there a lot of publicity about him?
Yes.
Going in for cancer treatment?
Not initially. After the surgery, the publicity broke that he had that he lost to lung cancer. He was a smoker. He smoked 3-4 packs a day of Camels, unfiltered Camels. So it was caveat emptor. But he came out and people went to see the movie and he looked great. What they didn't know was that for the rest of his life he had certain respiratory issues. They always made sure to have oxygen on location if he was at all above sea level, because he could get winded very easily, so he had to have oxygen. He had to be careful about catching colds, which could easily turn into bronchial difficulties of all kinds, pneumonia, things like that. It did alter his lifestyle to an extent.
So was he not feeling well then in making this film?
He was winded. His energy was not where it had been, but Hathaway wouldn't give any quarter. Hathaway made him do things.
I was going to ask you, because Henry Hathaway is known as a tiger when it came to directors, and he'd been through cancer, you said.
Hathaway made him do everything he would have asked him to do had he been healthy. He had him jumping off horses into a cold river. He had him, walking long lengths, and walking was difficult, because he still had some adhesions from the surgery. He would not ease up on him, because Hathaway figured that it was the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
That after surgery like that, you've got to get back on the horse that threw you, and literally in this case. And
John Wayne wouldn't have appreciated being coddled.
And not give any quarter. Oh, he would complain about it during the production.
Right.
But in retrospect, he realized that Hathaway was absolutely right.
Yeah. And now on to the film. Here it is from 1965, produced by Hal Wallace, The Sons of Katie Elder.